Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and I'm so excited you're here. So I'm back in the kitchen and today I'm going to be showing you my version of a low-carb pizza. So if you're craving pizza, this is a great swap for low-carb option. If you do pizza night, it's super quick and easy. You can probably whip this up in the time it takes for the pizza delivery person to come and deliver your pizza. I'm using for the crust these Olay Extreme Wellness zero net carb tortillas. They're high in fiber. It says zero net carbs. Total carbs is 13 grams with 12 fiber, and they also subtract the 1 gram of allulose, bringing that net carb down to 0. These do have wheat starch. So if you're following the strict maybe keto lifestyle, you may want to find a different type of wrap. I know Aldi sells tortilla wrap that is keto that you may want to give a try. I personally like the taste of these, so this is what I'm going for. And for the pizza sauce, I'm using the Rao's pizza sauce. You can find this anywhere. I got this at Publix. It is on the pricier side for pizza sauce, but I do like the ingredients. They're just like the marinara sauce of theirs, which if you ask me, this is probably their marinara sauce. They're just putting pizza sauce on and just, you know, raising the price. But the fact that it says pizza sauce, they get me, right? So I'm using this Rao's pizza sauce. So I'm just making a pepperoni pizza. So I'm going to be using these pepperonis that I picked up at Aldi. They are not the best ingredients. It does have dextrose, but it's one gram of carb per serving, which is 16 slices. I probably won't even be using the 16 slices for this whole pizza. So for a carb, I'm gonna let it slide. We can't stress over the little things. We can't control every single thing. We try to, I try to do as best as I can. I don't stress over little things. Sure, if there's a better option, try and find that. But for the most part, so I'm going to be using about 2 ounces of mozzarella cheese. This was left over from one of our blocks. I'm going to go ahead and get that shredded. Now you are able to use, the pre-shredded in the bag, though for that type of cheese, they use like a starch, the anti-caking agent, so that way it's not all clumped together when you purchase it. So now that does add, some carbs, and it has starch. So if you're, watching that sort of stuff, you may want to not use the pre-shredded kind. And besides, if you shred it yourself, I think this melts much better on your pizzas. So I like to go with the shredded that you shred yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish shredding this up. Now I do have my little toaster oven. Well, it's not little, it's a normal size, but it's a toaster oven.
What?
So I have my cheese shredded. Now I have my toaster oven pulled out, so that way I won't have to turn on my big oven. I'll go ahead and just use my little toaster oven. I'm gonna go ahead and preheat that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that turned on. Bring my little tray over. Now with the tortilla, I prefer to heat it up beforehand on a hot skillet, just so it'll get nice and crisp. So it kind of gets like hard, so that way it's more manageable to hold and, to pick up with all the sauce and cheese ingredients on it. With this, it's kind of hard and it might not get crispy, because even in the oven, it'll probably get a little soft even afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and heat that up on the skillet. So I've got my skillet all nice and hot. So I'm just going to put this on for a couple minutes each side until it gets nice and crispy. Nice little brown color. Like I said, just a couple minutes on each side. We don't want it to burn, but we do want it nice and crispy. All right, and now let's get some ingredients on it. All right, so with our tortilla now nice and crispy, you see enough. If I were to bend it to fold it, I would probably crack it in half. So this is what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and put some sauce on it. Now it says the serving size is a 1/4 cup. Probably going to use about a 1 or 2 tablespoons. Now it is 45 calories with, looks 3 grams of carbs and 1 gram of fiber. So that would make it 2 net carbs for the 1/4 cup. Now it does have 2 grams of sugar, but 0 added sugar. So it's probably the sugar from the tomatoes and such. Maybe just a little more. Now I actually like to add a little, like either Italian spices or Italian seasoning or just oregano, and I kind of like it on my sauce, and then I just add like a little sprinkle on the top after I add my ingredients. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Okay, so I'm going to add some oregano, just a little on the sauce. Add about half of my cheese here. And of course you can add whatever toppings you like. If you want it to be like a meat lovers, you can even add some sausage, pepperonis, ham. You can do like a veggies, add some onions and bell peppers. My husband likes with jalapenos. And then we're going to add in our pepperonis. Like I said, I'm not going to use all 16 slices. I think I can probably fit in half of that. So I'll go ahead and add them here. Now I do keep my pepperonis in the freezer because we don't really make pizzas that often, and this keeps them from going bad. They usually last a while, but you know, I feel like after a certain amount of time, I don't like to go back to them. So I usually put them in the freezer. They keep much longer. Looks like one last piece. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 slices. All right. Now I'll go ahead and add that to my little tray. This is the oven rack from my, oh, I almost forgot the rest of my cheese. Got excited. The pepperonis looked really good. So I kind of like them to be under the cheese a little bit. So I'll add some cheese here, bring it right up to the edge. Every little bit, because cheese is life. All right. So with our oven rack here, we're going to add our pizza to the rack. All right, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna check it at 8 minutes, see how it looks, and go from there. Now, a little hack that I'm gonna show you that I do with the rest of the pizza sauce, because it's not cheap, I don't like to waste it. I mean, I think the jar was like maybe $6, $7. I mean, it's not such a big deal, but you know, for the size of the jar that it is, seems a little pricey to me. Now, and since we don't usually eat, you know, homemade pizzas often, by the time we do make pizzas again, it'll have gone bad. So what I like to do is freeze, like I do the pepperonis. I have these little portioned out. These are about 1 ounce, I think. So they're 1 ounce little servings. So I divide them into the rest of the remaining sauce into this little silicone dish here, and then I freeze them. Once I freeze them, I just pop them right out and put them into a little baggie, and then I already have individual servings if I want to use 1 ounce or 2 ounces, you know, depending on how much or how big a pizza I'm going to make. Just pull out whatever portion that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and divide these out. Just continuing to divide up my sauce. Go ahead and add a little more here. Like I said, they are 1 ounce little pockets. So we'll just try to, because then of course once it freezes it does expand a little bit. So this actually is a money saver, because you won't have to go out, because I barely used any and then I put it in the fridge and it'll end up going bad. And that was just a waste of food and waste money. So here we can have it already portioned out whenever we want. Now these little dishes I actually got at Aldi. So I know usually they don't carry it like year round. So, I mean, even if I wanted some extra ones, I don't know if I can even go back and get some. But yeah, I got them at Aldi. And they're random item section. They sometimes have a lot of nice things. Sometimes it's like I want everything in that aisle. Self-control. Oop, forgot some more in this one. Perfect. So then here I'm going to go ahead and put the little lid on it and pop them in the freezer once they're frozen. Take them out and put them into a little baggie for use later. All right, looks like it's almost done. Starting to crisp up on the edges there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. So I think about 7 minutes was perfect. Go ahead and pull this out. You can hear it crisping and bubbling. Sure, we got little burn spots. But that's just flavor. All right, so it's out of the oven, and as you can see, it's pretty sturdy. We can handle it. This is what it looks like from the bottom. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and cut into it and give this a try. So it looks like it took about maybe 15-20 minutes to make the whole pizza. Give or take some minutes depending on how long you plan on cooking it. I put this in the oven for about 7 minutes. Looks like that was the right amount of time because it was starting to crisp up on the edge, but the cheese is nice and melty and looks like it's pretty good. Let's take a try. Cheers. It tastes like a thin, crispy crust pizza from like Pizza Hut or Domino's. One of those thin crusts that you get. I think this is actually better than those because it is better for you. Low carb. Now this is my version of it. I went ahead and put it into my FitnessPal app, and for the whole pizza, it was 336 calories with only 7 net carbs. That includes the cheese, sauce, and the pepperonis, along with the tortilla. Of course, that's 0 carbs for the tortilla. And with the pepperonis, it was really only 1 carb for 16 slices. But I went ahead and counted for the whole, 1 carb. I always kind of round up. But all in all, and it was 24 grams of fat with 22 grams of protein. So overall, I think this was a pretty yummy, quick pizza. If you're wanting some pizza or you're doing pizza night with the family and you don't want to have all those carbs that come along with the pizza, this is definitely a great option for you. Go ahead and give this a try. If you do, go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think. Hope you enjoy.